and just like 0, let's make the cross image also. And I have to make this tuple actually, because this resize function actually takes a tuple, an iterable thing, in as a parameter. So I've used this as a tuple. Cross equal to, let's copy this thing. Yeah. And the name of the file is the cross.png. Okay, so cross.png, this will be our file, and these two files are loaded, and we have made two different images. And I will also have to create two different players. So okay, let's create a variable that will hold the current player equal to player 1. This is the name of the current player 1. Let's make this a default value, and let's create another variable, current sign, because this will hold the currently using sign for the current player. Current sign equal to 0. Player 1 will have the sign 0. Okay, so this is 0. We'll change this thing in this function, in this put sign function, obviously. Yeah, so in our function we'll be using these globally created these variables, and the globally created variable, to use this globally created variable, we have to make it usable in our in this function. To make this globally created variables, we need to use the keyword global current signed and global current player comma current not sign. Okay, so let's go further, and if we click on any frame, this function will be fired, this function will be called, and this function will change. This function will put the this image is the current sign in the clicked frame. So we need to check which frame is this, but before checking, I need to create a label to use this use the current image in my program. I need to load this current image in the currently clicked frame, so I need to create a label for that first. By using this label, I can put the current sign in the currently clicked frame. Okay, and we need to put this label in the currently clicked frame, which is the f variable. So we'll put this in f and put the current sign. So image property will have the value of the current sign. Whatever the values this current sign variable is holding, the image will have this value. So the current sign will be put in our in the current label actually, and this label will be shown in the currently clicked frame. So and let's pack this by using the pack pack function. We can make this visible in our currently clicked frame. Yeah. So obviously these three lines are not everything in this function. This function will be called whenever and bind and click event has been fired. So we need to bind this function with each and every click event, and we need to bind each and every click event with each frame in this game. So let's bind this function. Let's use the bind function to bind each and every event with each frame, and that's how this click thing will gonna work. And that's how when someone click on this frame, on the current frame, this frame will hold the current sign. So let's bind this. So frame1 dot bind, and in the first parameter I have to mention the event name. So this is gonna be button hyphen 1. So what this button 1 is, button 1 is the left click event. Left click event, when we will click on any frame, that will obviously we will click the left button. So the button 1 means we are clicking the left button, the first mouse button, mouse 1 button. And now we have to mention the function name that will be called when this event will be fired. So let's at the second parameter we will write the name of the function. So let's write, yeah. So if we write the function name like this, I mean with the open and close parenthesis, this function will be called right now in this line. But we don't want to call this function right now. This function must be called when the click event will be fired, when we will click on any frame. But we also have to pass the current frame as the parameter. So to pass the parameter, we have to write this open and close parenthesis. So this must be solved. So we can solve this using the lambda keyword. Let's pass the current frame as the parameter, and then we will use the lambda keyword to resolve this problem. And yeah, we also have to pass the current event as parameter, and this must be the first parameter of this function. So this event keyword, event variable, is holding the current event we are working with. So as per the syntax, I also have to mention the name of the formal parameter of this function, which is f, and in the parameter f we are passing the value frame1. So let's write this, yeah, and this is the syntax. And I think this is lambda, yeah, not lambda, this is lambda, the spelling is wrong. Now everything is looking good. Now I have to use this bind function with each and every frame in my program. So let's make 9 copies of this code, okay, and then I will rename all these things. This is frame 2 and frame 3, frame 4, like and so on. And I also have to change all these names here. Okay, and yeah, also this must be changed. So I've finished binding the click event with each and every frame in this program. So everything is looking good right now, till now. Let's run this program so we can check this, how this is working. And so here we are. If you click on any frame, an image must be loaded. So no, an error. I think I forgot to mention the event name, the event variable in the formal parameter. I have to mention this because we are using this function in a particular event. So this event variable will have the type of event we are working with. So I have to mention this as the first parameter of this function. So let's run this. So this is running, yeah, this is working fine, this is working very good. So everything is 0 because we have not changed the sign. When we click on any frame, the current sign will be put in this frame, and then and there we must change the sign to cross sign, because the next sign must be the cross sign for the next player. So we have to change this in our function, in our put sign function. So let's do that. So if the current sign is 0, if current sign is 0, then we'll make the current sign cross. Okay, not semicolon. Okay, and if the current sign is 0, that means the current player is player 1. So we have to change the current player also. Yeah, current player equal to player 2. Okay, and if the scenario is different, if the current sign is not 0, that means the current sign is cross, then we have to make this current sign to 0 and current player is player 1, or different our default value 0 player 1. So let's look at this. Let's have a look at the output if this is running correctly. Okay, let's click on here and let's click here. Yeah, it is working fine. This is working pretty much fine. Yeah, whenever now I've clicked 0, now next click will be X. Yeah, I've clicked X, so next click will be 0. Yeah, for the player 1 and player 2. This is working pretty much fine till now. Okay, now you have created all these things. Now there is only one thing left, which is the logic of this program, which is logic of this game. We have to write the logic of this game. Okay, let's close this. Now let's make a different function to write the logic. Let's name this function logic. So the logic of this function is to check whether 3 side by side cells are having same value or not. So here we are using images, so we cannot check the image value. So we need to use a list to hold a value for each and every cell. So each and every index of that list will have a different value for each and every cell of this frame of this game. So each and every index will represent each frame in this game. So let's create a list. Let's name this list values, and this will have 9 different values for 9 different cells. So let's write. Yeah, so 9 different values, and let's write it further. If we click on frame 1, the value 1 will be passed in our logic function. If we click on frame 2, the value 2 will be passed in our logic function. So how would we do that? So we can call this function in the put sign function, because if you click here, if current frame is being clicked, current F frame is being clicked, we are checking which is the current sign. If the current sign is 0, then we will pass the current frame with the currently clicked value, currently clicked sign actually. So logic function will pass the current frame, which will be F, because we need to check which frame is being clicked, which frame on which frame we have clicked. So F the frame and 0. So this 0 value represents the current sign. So we are passing 0 because that means the current sign is 0, player has put the 0 as a current sign in the current frame. So in the formal parameter, f represents the current frame and v is the value we have passed, this will be 0 for current sign 0 and 1 for current sign x. So if f is frame 1, that means the frame 1 has been clicked, and the list we have created, each and every index of that list is representing each and every frame. So if frame 1 has been clicked, we need to put the current sign in the index 0 of this list. So there will be values index 0 equal to the current value. So values 0 index will have the value of v. V can hold 0 for the sign 0, or the v can hold 1 for sign x. So whatever the sign, whatever the values 0 will have the value, because frame 1 has been clicked. So let's run this thing, and I need to clarify something to you. So let's click on any frame. If we click in this frame, this represents the index 0 of the values list. So in the index 0 of values list, 0 will be put, and again if you click here, this frame represents the index 4 of the values list. So there will be 1 in the values list, values index 4 of values, and this is the index 8 of the values list. The index 8 will have 0 in the values list. And now we need to check whether 3 different frames, selected frames, are same or not, horizontally, vertically, or diagonally. So let's close this thing and write the code. So in here I'm passing 0 just because the 0 is pressed. If the current sign is 0, then I'm passing 0, and if the current sign is x, then I will pass 1 as the value. So values at values index 0, I'm putting the value of the variable v, whichever value this v is holding. If f is frame 1, then at the index 0 I'll put the value of the variable v, and if f is frame 2, the value index 1 would hold the value of v. If the frame is 3, if f is 3, then we will put the value v in the index 2, and so on. And like this we are checking that 3 different adjacent cells, 3 different adjacent frames are holding same value or not. If they hold same value, then so one of the 2 players will win. The adjacent cells can be in vertical order, in horizontal order, or they can be adjacent diagonally. And then if is frame 2, if this is frame 2, then values 1 will be v, and so on. I will copy this thing, obviously. So this is frame 3, values 2 will be having the value of v. If this is 4, this will be 3. If this is frame 5, this will have the value 4. The values at index 4 will put the value for v. If this is 6, this will be v. This is 7, at index 6 we'll put the value for v, value of v. If this 8 at index 7, we'll put this. If this is frame 9 at index 8, we'll put the value for v. Okay, so this values list will gonna hold different value, two different value for two different signs actually. So that's how we're gonna check whether three different adjacent frames are having same value or not. If at any time at the runtime of the program, if at any time three different adjacent cells, three different adjacent frames are having same values, one of these two players will win. So we'll check that. So now we have to check which three of these 9 frames are having same values.